We're delighted to extend the partnership with Go Ahead Ireland. They're an organisation that serves communities all over Dublin and helps serve our club members around the county, and it's been a brilliant partnership for the last 3 years, and we're delighted to extend for a further 2 years.
Like us, Dublin GAA are embedded in their community, so it was a really natural fit. For us, it was important to find a partner that was inclusive, but also had that community identity, and that's exactly what we found in Dublin GAA. Since we started the partnership, they've been really easy to work with, and we're really excited to continue the journey together.
In those 3 years, we actually accomplished a lot with Dublin GAA. We were privileged to be able to work with both local and national charities with them, as well as working on several GAA initiatives.
This partnership allows us to support Club League and Championship and initiatives such as our Dubs TV live streaming platform. We try and stream as many games as possible, particularly during the championship season where we can from a logistical point of view around grounds, and that is something we will continue to try and deliver over the coming years and keep enhancing club championship product and club leagues around the county across all 4 codes.
In the coming months, we're going to be continuing growing our services. And while we do that, that means that we'll be serving more GAA community clubs than ever before.
This year alone, we're going to be introducing the Development Fund for Accessibility as part of our partnership, which is going to see core infrastructure at Dublin GAA developed. In the summer, we're also introducing the Go Ahead Ireland Dublin LGFA Summer Skills Camps, which will be held in July and August.
As Dublin's best performing public bus operator, we're going to continue to work really hard on delivering for our customers and our communities.
Now, good afternoon and welcome to Parnell Park on this Sunday afternoon, where we are for the Go Ahead Ireland Dublin Intermediate Hurling Club Championship Final. It's Commercials against Naomh Olaf in this year's decider, live on Dubs TV, and throw-in here is at 2 o'clock. Both teams are out on the field, just finalising their preparations ahead of throw-in. Joe Fortune joins us on co-commentary this afternoon. We'll get Joe's views on the Commercials team in just a moment. Here's how the Commercials 15 will line out. Shane Clohesey's in goal as Jack Morris, Conor McCarthy and Luca O'Sullivan across the full back line. Kyle Butler, Callum Morris and Éanna O'Nulon in the half back line, with Conor Cleary and Rhys Butler in the middle of the park. Ferdia O'Nulon, Adam Druitt and David Dungan are in the half forward line. It's Daniel O'Kelly, Diarmuid O'Dooling and Sean McCarthy completing the Commercials lineup. So what are you watching out for, Joe, from that starting 15?
Look, both teams, Cathal, were really impressive in their semi-finals. Like, you look from scoring, like 11, Adam Druitt got like 1-8 from play, like that was seriously impressive, you know, in a county semi-final. And again, look, everybody will be speaking about Diarmuid O'Dooling at 14. He's definitely one of Dublin's up-and-coming stars, so I'd expect a lot from him today as well. Kyle Butler as well did well in the semi-final. I think both teams, both themselves and Olaf's, had convincing wins in the semi-final. So without doubt, we're in. Look, these are the best 2 teams at this level, at this grade in Dublin, and I think we're in for a cracker today. Yeah,
we really should be. So that's how Commercials will line out as the floodlights come on here at Parnell Park. That'll tell you how dull and dreary this October afternoon is. Here's the Naomh Olaf starting 15. Josh Walsh is in goal. It's Owen Donnelly, Peter Keane and Finn Murphy in the full back line, with Jack Maher, Kieran Foley and Fiachra McLaughlin in the half back line. Dara Hickey and Ona Reardon are in the middle of the park. Donal Levy, Oscar Maguire and Conor Hoban in the half forward line. Sean Burke, Cian McDade and Owen Foley are in the full forward line this afternoon, Joe, for Naomh Olaf.
Yeah, Olaf's very strong, you know, like Shane has really enjoyed. I was speaking to Shane last night, he was in doing the first game, like really enjoying his time with them this year. Like, he said, a really committed group. That forward line is dangerous. Donal Levy, a really fine player. He's represented Dublin at every age level. And Owen Foley inside, like I definitely think he's one to watch, Cathal, along with Kieran Foley at 6. Young O'Riordan in the middle of the field as well. He's a current under 20 panellist and former Dublin minor too. So look, Olaf's are very strong, especially down the centre, and I'd expect a huge game from Foley and Levy at 10.
Yeah, so that's how Naomh Olaf will line out. There's the substitutes for either team. Plenty of potential reinforcements to come in if they are required. Both teams have listed panels of 26 in today's match day programme, and they've got extended panellists listed as well beyond that too, so plenty of subs to come on should they be needed for either team throughout the course of the afternoon. We're here, of course, less than 24 hours on from that cracking senior hurling final last night. Talk to us, Joe, a little bit about the state of club hurling here in Dublin. How would you describe it at the moment?
I think last night epitomised where it is. I think there's a massive amount of young underage talent coming through. I think the excitement, the real pitch of absolute, the sense of excitement here last night was incredible. I think both clubs probably testament as well, Cathal, to the work that they're doing in the background with their underage. Their underage development in the Fina and Crokes is massive, along with the likes of Lucan and Ballyboden are restructuring again, cool and that as well. Like there's a lot of work going on in Dublin hurling. It's exciting times. The players are young. There's some like the two of the stalwarts were on the commentary last night with O'Donnell and Crummy. Like they'll need those lads too. I think the significance of having really good, impressionable young lads is great, but you still need that sense of authority and that sense of leadership from the older players as well. So I'd imagine Neil and the lads that are now involved are really excited about the potential that's there. But last night I felt for 40 minutes was as good a county final as you'd see in any county. Yeah,
certainly was huge entertainment, and we're hoping for something similar here today. You mentioned the new Dublin hurling manager, Neil O'Callaghan, who was over na Fianna last night. Will he be watching out for anyone here today in particular, do you feel, from either 15, Joe?
Yeah, I think there's a few lads there that have played under 20. I like young O'Riordan at the middle field for Naomh Olaf. I think Donal Levy's a bright future as well. And, Gerald Dooling for me is exciting. I came up against him a couple of times when I was with Westmeath, and I think what's really important, I think for every level that he looks at, there will be people that sit at home and at times wonder, is it only senior A and senior B? There are a couple of gems down here as well, Cathal, that you'll find, not too many, but we've seen over the course of the years in many different counties, it's not always just the top tier. I'd love to see somebody from a level like this really break through, because the lift it gives parishes and clubs, even driving in today, not a tenth of the crowd that was here last night. But geez, there's massive excitement in those Olaf and Commercials young lads as you're driving in, and it's huge for both clubs. So I think, look, there's exciting times ahead, but realistic times too, on the basis of, for Dublin to be competing is great, but at some stage we're going to really want to go and win something significant as well, because it's been a long time since we've lifted a trophy, a proper one.
Yep, so that's how things are lining up ahead of throw-in here. We're just watching the Commercials team in their pre-match huddle, the Junior A champions from 2022, back here in a county final again now 2 years on, and set to play at senior level next year. So Commercials on the rise, and Naomh Olaf hoping to clinch some silverware today as well. They too have already secured promotion up to senior 3 for next year, so both teams already promoted, but silverware on the line here today as we pause for Aron na Fianna. And that's Aron na Fianna, and a big cheer from the crowd over there on the far side. Reasonable crowd still coming in. The supporters away to our left-hand side. Rory Hanley will be our match referee today. He'll get things underway in just a second. Conditions pretty favourable here. It is a very dull afternoon, but there's not a whole lot of wind to speak of. Indeed, the tricolour away to our left-hand side isn't moving at all this afternoon, so no real wind to speak of, and the pitch is holding up really, really well, even though it's been a busy few weeks here for everybody at Parnell Park. But the playing surface in top order, and let's hope it all adds up to what should be a cracking encounter between these two sides as they look to clinch the Dublin Intermediate Hurling title for 2024. It'll be Commercials defending the goal away to our left-hand side in this opening half. They play in the predominantly red jerseys with that green trim, and Naomh Olaf in those blue jerseys with the purple trim, playing from right to left in this opening half. Doesn't look to be any late changes to either team, but we'll keep an eye on that as the opening stages play out. And away we go in this intermediate hurling final for 2024. It's Naomh Olaf into possession straight away. Coming down this left-hand flank. Ball just a little bit behind Donal Levy there. He managed to keep it in play. Now it has crossed over the line and out for an early line ball here for Naomh Olaf. Based predominantly around the Sandyford area. This one driven forward by Owen O'Riordan, but only as far as his midfield counterpart on the Commercials team, Conor Cleary. Dishes that one off to Reese Butler. Now it's with Adam Druitt, the player to watch out for in that Commercials forward line. Really capable scorer for the Commercials team. He's got the ball again here. Druitt drills it across as far as Éanna O'Neill. And now on the run is Kyle Butler up towards the 65. Sends it down into the corner. Well controlled in there by the corner forward. Sean McCarthy goes at the challenge. There is one late change. The player wearing number 18 with the first shot in anger. That is Michael O'Keefe, but that one's gone to the left and white.
Yeah, worked it really well, Cahill. They're up along, really, patient, really good ball to hand. Like, the standard that's already, you can see it's at a really high standard. The only thing I'd say is, I even saw here last night, there's no room for over elaboration either. That fancy pass just don't work on a wet ground and a wet slitter as well.
Yeah, there has been a little bit of rain this week, so the surface is quite heavy underfoot as Commercials get into possession again. Down into that corner over on the far side. This time it's Sean McCarthy being pursued there by Peter Keane. McCarthy gets there first. Now what will he manage to do from here? Difficult angle, picks out the pass inside. Well controlled by David Dungan. This would be a great score if they can get it, and they have. Wonderful point finished off by the wing forward David Dungan, but how about the work in the build-up from McCarthy?
Yeah, serious work, and what I keep saying all the time, you love to see your forwards taking the ball on, taking the man on, having that bit of bravery we saw last night in the game as well. But what a score, and what a take on the run as well. The Commercials look really up for it so far.
Yeah, they do, and they lead by a point to no score. Early stages here, still inside the opening 2 minutes. Commercials have won the puck out and emerging with possession here again. Long ball down. There is a +1 at the back for Naomh Olaf. They've got one extra player inside the 45, and this time they look like favourites to defend this one. Dara Hickey loses his footing, still favoured maybe to win that ball, and Olafs do win it eventually. Good tackle coming in though from Michael O'Keefe, and he wins it back for Commercials. Éanna O'Neill brings it back outside. Conor Cleary, no foul says the referee. Play continues. Long ball sent in now, no one in there in a red and green jersey to take advantage of it, and picked up by Josh Walsh, who has the time to send it forward here for Naomh Olaf. Looking to create a first scoring opportunity here, Naomh Olaf. Potential here to try and get themselves onto the ball. A couple of players diving in. Still there to be won, and it is won eventually by the corner forward Owen Foley. This is better now from Olaf's. Ball out to that far side, doesn't quite make it there, and David Dungan, who got that great point a few moments ago, back in a defensive situation this time. Long ball forward. There's the +1. The extra player is Kieran Foley for Olafs. He's on the ground now, and good defending from Olafs. They had the numbers, and now it's with Jack Maher, who, well, sends a rather aimless ball forward. And now this is a good opportunity here for Michael O'Keefe. Has the time to set himself, didn't take on the shot, instead played the pass forward. Here there might be a shooting opportunity. Adam Druitt recycles back out to O'Keefe again. Nice ball into the middle channel where Reese Butler races on to possession, rounds a couple of challenges, and this is really good from Commercials. Oh, hefty hit comes in on Diarmuid O'Doolink. He had one thing on his mind there, and that was goal, but he was upended just outside the 21-metre line. It'll be a free in. You
can see the excitement, the pace though when Doolin gets it. He has that real sense of driving on. He's a really, really big talent coming through for Dublin, I think. And look, he was taken out, and that's in fairness to Rory. And it's a big day for Rory as well. He was here last night, reffing an intermediate final. Big day for both these clubs, and a good call. The only thing I'd say, and I'd say Shane is probably going to speak. You can see him over on the line as well. The ball that Olafs are trying to put in, it's hitting that spare man every single time, and they need to be careful that Commercials are putting that peripheral ball an awful lot easier for a forward to win, and they're asking an awful lot of Donal Levy to try and win the ball that they're giving him at the minute.
Well, Dooling just getting back up onto his feet. That was a pretty hefty challenge, moving at the speed that he was, but he's okay. Back up on his feet and will take this free himself. The Commercials full forward, looking to double their advantage here. Still inside the opening 5 minutes. This the Go Ahead Ireland Dublin intermediate hurling final. Diarmuid O'Doolink pops that one over the bar. So his first point of the afternoon. It's Commercials second, and they now lead by 2 points to no score.
Yeah, and two good scores as well. Diarmuid probably could have been in on goal for the second one there. They've settled better than what Olafs have yet, but I've no doubt Olafs have been really impressive this year, Cahill. So I've no doubt it'll just maybe that bit of tentativeness towards a final, maybe just for the first couple of minutes.
Yeah, you just feel they could do it a score just to settle into things here. into the 6th minute now. That ball's gone out for a line ball for Commercials, just inside their own 45-metre line. Olaf's pushing up here. They've pushed up on that spare man, trying to close in, but this ball's down to the spare man at the other end of the field, down the throat of Kieran Foley, who plucks it from the afternoon sky. This is a chance now to build an attack from here, but, well, there's the ball straight to the extra player again. Well gathered by Caelan Morris, and spinning away as Daniel O'Kelly lost his footing initially, now has the chance, and sending this one in long. It was a pretty ambitious effort from there. That's their second white.
Yeah, and he'd be disappointed. It wasn't a strong strike. What's really impressive so far is the fielding. The level of fielding is actually really good from both sets of teams. But again, I'm saying that like Olaf's, their distribution from 5, 6 and 7, it needs to improve, because with that spare man back there, they're just asking too much of 10 and 11 to try and get on ball.
Yeah, they have had enough possession of Olaf's, but just haven't made a count just yet. They've got the ball here again, but Commercials working hard, and they've won it back of Commercials. Adam Druitt races onto it now. Can they make the most of that turnover? They've found David Dungan here, lovely shooting position, and he makes no mistake. That's his second point of the afternoon, and it's Commercials leading now by 3 points to no score. And
it all came from the work rate. Like you call it, Cathal, the work rate of Druitt. He turned over the ball again, good ball in, and again they're just finding the scores easier at the minute.
Now you feel Olaf really do need a point here to get themselves up and running. Long puck out sent down by Josh Walsh. Again, Commercials sweep up the loose ball. Caelan Morris has had a really good game, but he's given the ball away. Picked up by Donal Levy now. Can Levy inspire his troops here with the score? Taking it inside the 21-metre line, and then just got the wires crossed with the player in support, and out behind for a first white of the game for Naomh Olaf.
Just a little bit, they're a little bit overzealous or something with the ball they're given, and that's not like him at all to a hand pass. So
Commercials looking to retain possession from their own puck out. David Dungan does really well, gets it back as far as Kyle Butler. Good block down on the part of Conor Hoban, but out for a line ball for Commercials right on the halfway line. And it's the Rathcoole base club in a good position here, leading by 3 points to no score. David Dungan has got 2 of them, free from Diarmuid O'Dooling as well, giving them a pretty healthy advantage at this stage. Long way to go, but Commercials in the ascendancy early on. Under the floodlights here at Parnell Park, it's quite a dark afternoon. Good ball down into the corner here. This is well controlled by Owen Foley. Spins away from the first challenge. Now it might open up here for something to happen here for Naomh Olaf. They need a score, and they've got it. Really good work from Owen Foley. It's taken some 8 minutes, but Naomh Olaf off the mark.
Yeah, and again, he looks dangerous. Foley's a fine player, and he has been coming through with Dublin as well. Again, the ball that's given inside, you said to call it straight away, Cathal. It was just the type of ball that the forward wants, giving him a chance to win it rather than just on top of the spare 6 or the spare sitting defender.
Cleary sent that ball down into the corner. Extra defender back there was Jack Maher, who will bring Naomh Olaf forward here now. Oh, that's really good work from Maher. Carries that ball a long way, but then commits the foul just as it squirted away from him. Jack Morris wins the free for Commercials.
And you had that feeling there, and you could see it over on the Olaf's line. Like if they had got that second one now, they were really starting to motor, and this gives Diarmuid a big chance to put them 4-1 up.
From the halfway line, there is a bit of a breeze that has picked up a small bit, maybe in favour of Commercials in this first half. You can just see the flags in the background there blowing in their favour to the goal away to our right-hand side at the scoreboard end. So here's the chance with the free. Just inside the Commercials half, Diarmuid O'Dooling. Cry of good man Diarmuid coming from the stand. We could hear it from here, and that's because it sailed over the bar. Really good point there from a long way out.
Yeah, with loads to spare as well. Quality player. Diarmuid's a really good player and has a really bright future ahead.
4 points to 1. Still inside the opening 10 minutes. As Naomh Olaf send this one long through Josh Walsh. Again, Commercials favoured to win the loose ball. Eventually, Jack Morris got his hurl on it, but now it's squirted free, and Olaf's looking to prosper. Owen O'Riordan. Conor Cleary got back there in time. Now a battle for possession. Olaf's have won it. Trying to get it away with Sean Burke. His first attempted pass is blocked down. And now the Commercials players closing in. Olaf's have somehow kept a hold of that ball. Looks like it's Oscar Maguire in possession now. Real scramble for possession here down into the corner. Still Olaf's have possession, and now the flag is up from the linesman over there. It's gone out for a line ball.
Yeah, it's super defending by Commercials in fairness. Like Olaf seem to win the ball off the ground every single time, But Commercial stood up strong. Great refereeing by Rory as well there, because there was a small little bit of, I don't know if you saw it, but a little bit of theatrics just before the ball went in, and he said, listen, get up now, buddy, it's it's a county final here, you're not going to get a free as handy as that.
Now the line ball way down to the corner, so good chance for Olaf here to squeeze up, but they've sent that one forward nicely, have Commercials, and that's got them out of a tight situation. Diarmuid O'Dooling has dropped right back, and that's a fantastic pass towards David Dungan. Can he keep it in play? He can. Now just gets it forward. Maybe he was thinking about what he was going to do next there before he did play the pass, and doesn't quite come off, and Naomh Olaf now come away with possession. Long ball into the full forward line. This time it's away from that sweeper back there. Can they make the most of this now? Naomh Olaf having got that opening point in the 8th minute. Measured ball in from Cian McDade. It's over the head of Owen Foley, who got that point, and now defending to do, and it's done really well by Commercials, and they've got the free just on their own end line.
Yeah, that type of free your defender loves to win, isn't it? Just slightly bend the body and just wait for the attacker to be overzealous, and that small hand on the back and push, and again, good officiating, and people are so critical at times, Cathal, of the people that stand in the middle. It's not an easy game, it's not an easy job in there, but we saw last night as well, the lads, for all the negativity that comes with referees, it's not an easy job, and I thought last night's and today's game has been refereed very well.
Rory Hanley, the man in the middle today. Olaf has done well to win the possession on their own 45. They've got the advantage here as well. Eventually the whistle sounds for that free, and this will give them a chance to get themselves up the pitch, but it's still Commercials in a comfortable position, leading by 4 points to 1. Commercials beat Scully Connell in their semi-final to qualify for today's final. This free will be taken by Ciarán Foley, just outside his own 45-metre line. There is that draft of a breeze now, just whipping into his face a little bit, which will make it a little bit more difficult. A couple of players have closed in on the goalmouth just off camera to anticipate this one falling short. Foley has struck that one well, gives it plenty of air time. Looks like it might make it, and it does. Just drop over the crossbar. That's an outstanding point from Ciarán Foley. What a score that is.
Yeah, and it lifts the crowd as well. You can hear the noise coming from the far stand. It's a super score, super strike of a ball.
Caelan Morris takes the short puck out and looking to help spark an instant response, but that's more good defending from Naomh Olaf. Good work from Ciarán Foley again on that occasion. His little ball inside doesn't quite come off. Nice little foot pass from Conor Cleary. Got that one away in time. Now back to Caelan Morris, and some space on the far side now for Kyle Butler. It's 3-on-2 inside in that full forward line. Where will this break spill? Naomh Olaf have enough bodies back there to deal with it, but Commercials doing their best to try and win it. In there is Dungan. And now the ball eventually in the arms of a Commercials player. Daniel O'Kelly did really well. Can they get the space here to get a shot away? They will. Has that one crept inside the post? It hasn't. It's gone to the right and wide. Third wide of the game for Commercials.
Yeah, he'll be disappointed, Diarmuid there. Again, he was just hitting it off the back foot. Just no real stability in his stance or strike either, and possibly had another option with Adam outside him. Adam's doing well at 11. I have to say he's a fine player.
Peter Keane, the Naomh Olaf full back, picks up possession. Now it's with Oscar Maguire, who's dropped back into his own half, just delayed a little bit too much there, and that will
again, it's through it again. Yeah.
Commercials a chance to close in. Their tackling has been really good, Commercials. Now they've won the free. That's a big moment, you feel. Always good to win a turnover. And now they've got a free as well. Good chance for a fifth point.
Yeah, and it's the same. We just called it a couple of minutes ago. Adam drew it again. Like, his work rate is excellent. Small in stature, but he's definitely getting through a lot of work down there. And like I said, I think he got 1-8 in that semi-final that the win they had over Skull. So he's another one that they're going to really rely on today if they're going to get over the line.
As you can see, this free just inside the 65-metre line, so well within range here for Diarmuid O'Dooling. Player of his capability. That's a pretty straightforward one. That's his third point of the game. 3 of them coming from frees, and Commercials now lead by 3 again. 5 points to 2 into the 15th minute. Here comes the puck out. Again, Commercials getting lots of bodies in around that loose ball when it breaks from the puck out. They've won it again through Conor Cleary. Cleary gets it away in time, and now some space on that left-hand flank. Ball down into the full forward line, well measured, out in front of Sean McCarthy. Naomh Olaf close in to try and get the challenges in, and now it's with Finn Murphy. Again, good tackle coming in from Adam Druitt. Look at the pressure Commercials are applying on Ciarán Foley here, who's under a lot of pressure, and eventually the ball moves away from him. Jimmy Dooling almost won it back. It's very tight and frantic, but Dara Hickey now emerges and races into some space. That's a wonderful pass out to the right-hand side. Can Olaf make the most of a good intervention from Jack Morris there to prevent that pass coming over this left-hand side again. Brilliant work again from Commercials. They've forced them all the way back inside their own half again.
3 or 4 beside every ball. Like every ball that breaks, there's 3 or 4 Commercial lads around it.
Fantastic stuff. This really is Championship hurling at its very best from Commercials, really applying the pressure, but Olafs have done well to get this one into the full forward line. You could see what Owen Foley was trying to do with the little spin there, didn't quite come off, and now Conor McCarthy unable to retain possession. Now it's fallen the way of Foley again. This would be a big score if they could get it, and they have got it. Naomh Olaf, you feel like that's a crucial moment, having had so much pressure put on them. They do get a point at the end of it. Owen Foley's second of the game.
Yeah, after all the hard work from Commercials, breaking ball down, the ball pops out to Foley and a super score off his right hand side.
Luca O'Sullivan, the corner back, gets things moving again for Commercials. This is developing into a really tasty final now. Naomh Olaf have won possession again. Oscar Maguire just unable to control that as it came towards him. Lovely little flick from Caelan Morris to get away from the initial challenge. Now sends the ball down, a little bit aimless this time because there were 2 Olaf's defenders there. Owen Donnelly is one of them and just shepherds that one out over the sideline. But Olaf's, to their credit, they've grown into this, Joe, haven't they?
They have, and I no doubt that they would. It's look, that sense of coming to a county final, whether you're going up to senior or knockout, is always going to have a little bit of nervous tension there. But they've quality players. The only thing is, and they're going to have to address that, is the ball that's going into that half forward line. This fella's a dancer. Like, he's been on the end of everything. It's a poor wide that time, but he's a really, really good player at 11. But Olafs just need to get to be more consistent in their half forward line, because Commercials are smothered them in the middle of the field. And if they can try and get Donal and Connor on more ball at 10 and 12, they'll reap the benefit.
4 wides from Commercials now in this game. There's a great take to set Olafs on the attack, and it's 3 on 3 inside in the full forward line. Initial ball doesn't quite stick. That'll give Commercials the chance to get a challenge in. Owen Foley is making his way down there along the sideline, has to come back outside, does well to recycle that ball. Here's the shooting opportunity for the midfielder Owen O'Riordan, and that one has crept inside the post, and all of a sudden it's a 1-point game here at Parnell Park. Owen O'Riordan brings Olafs on to 4. Commercials still out in front on 5. Yeah,
look, it's an easy enough game. Like, your forwards have to win their own ball, and it's now they're starting to do it. They weren't really going for that ball in the first 6 or 7 minutes, but they're on top the last couple.
Good ball down, picked up by Daniel O'Kelly. Here's Adam Druitt taking on an ambitious effort here. First time effort. Druitt, it's going to drop short, and the little flick from Sean McCarthy goes across the face of goal, cleared away by Josh Walsh, the Olaf's goalkeeper, but they've been unable to retain possession here. Commercials working hard to win it down into the corner. Now Olafs do have it with Dara Hickey. Gets it away. Good take as well under pressure from Owen O'Riordan. That just helps relieve the pressure. Really good work.
Yeah, and you can see the 2 lads on the far line for Olafs now really driving them on. You can see the energy coming from them, because that's a big hit and a big free to win.
Free here to be taken by Kieran Foley. We'll drive this one long. There's a lot of space on this left-hand side. Oh, good take and good spin as well from Cian McDade. This would be some score.
There's your score.
Oh, what a point. Cian McDade for Naomh Olaf. And that levels things up here, and what a point to do it. 19 minutes in, it's all square.
Yeah, and you said it, Carl. The ball that came in, was down low on the ground, won it. Again, that ability to spin, bang, right-hand side over the bar. That's your score today so far.
5 points apiece between Naomh Olaf and Commercials. This is the Go Ahead Ireland Dublin Intermediate Hurling Final for 2024. And what a game it's developing into. All square. This ball is out over the head of Conor Hoban, out for a line ball. What do you think has changed in this match, Joe? Because Commercials, as we spoke about earlier, started so well.
I'd say that word into the forwards, like win your own ball. They were very, very lax, I thought, in the first 6 or 7 minutes. But they're on top now, and they're big players, Foley, and Levy are starting to really come to the fore.
That's fantastic from Sean Burke. Shrugged off the challenge. Now with Owen O'Riordan, he's got a point already. Won't get one this time. Lost possession. And Commercials now have lost a little bit of momentum. They'd love to get a score just to help stem the tide. And they've got a line ball in a decent position here.
Yeah, I think Adam Drew was causing a lot of problems for Olafs earlier on in the game, Carl, but he's drifted back. They've dragged him back in towards midfield rather than a forward position. And again, Olafs have 2 spare defenders now.
Line cut comes in. It'll drop dangerously inside the square and all the way across the face of goal. And out for a wide. 5 wides now for commercials as we head for the final 10 minutes of the opening half. 3 points for Diarmuid O'Dooling, 2 for David Dungan for commercials. We've had 4 different scorers on the Naomh Olaf team. Owen Foley has hit 2 of their 5 points. And here they are in possession again. Olaf sits with Owen O'Riordan. Bottled up by a couple of challenges, and now commercials racing down the other end. Reese Butler. Lovely angle ball inside. That's exactly what you want as a player. Off the shoulder here as well. There might be goal on here. Kyle Butler racing forward and then takes the shot and gets the point. Didn't strike it particularly well, but it's a point at the end, 6 points to 5.
Nearly an unorthodox kind of strike the way he hit it. You would have expected him to nearly go at it, and especially with the sod the way it is, Cathal, you could hit that ball low. We saw last night. If you hit that ball low at all, it gives the keeper an awful lot to think about.
Commercials lead again. Kyle Butler with their latest score, 6 points to 5, as David Dungan lost his footing momentarily. Olaf's now applying the pressure in the challenge. They've won it back. Donal Levy going at the initial challenge. There might be goal on here for Olaf. Donal Levy! It's a really good hook in the end. Superb defending. I think it was Caelan Morris racing back towards his own goal. And now it's with Shane Clossy who'll belt it clear. Dangerous moments there for commercials, but they defended it well. Good intervention initially there from Kieran Foley, but now it's Michael O'Keefe, has some open ground in front of him, has his heels clipped by Fiachra McLaughlin. Well, that could have been a very different situation down the other end, but suddenly commercials have the chance to pad the lead out to 2.
Yeah, Levy's strike needed to be a little bit more efficient. He was it was on his left. He kind of laboured just a second too slow for me. But again, if you look at commercials' point of view, like if Michael O'Keefe wasn't named to start or something happened, because he's obviously wearing 18, he's had some impact in the time that he's been on the pitch so far.
Here's the free from O'Dooling. No mistake there. That's his 4th point of the afternoon, and commercials have responded really well to that little burst from Naomh Olaf. They lead by 2 again, 7 points to 5. 8 minutes to go to the break at Parnell Park. Long puck out. 3 Olaf's players in underneath it. Ball belted back towards the goal down the other end, and now commercials on the attack again. Lovely little pass over the top. Oh, it doesn't quite stick, but it might still be there for commercials. Picked up by Adam Druitt. Good tackles coming in from Olaf's. There's the shot from David Dungan, who got it away in a very tight space. That's his 3rd point from play in this game, and 3 in a row for commercials.
Yeah, he's having a fine game, and again, I know I keep saying it, but this man here is impressing me so much, Adam Druitt. Like, he's on the end of everything, pops the ball out, he's scoring, he's missed 1 or 2, and he realises now, just give it to the lads who are on form, and he's doing really well at 11.
So we've got a 3-point game again, 8 points to 5, as the ball picked up by Caelan Morris. Got that one away nicely towards Michael O'Keefe. Challenge for possession. The ball raced through the 2 players, and now it's picked up by Caelan Morris again, over as far as Conor Cleary. Daniel O'Kelly sends it down into the corner, out in front of Sean McCarthy. Wonderful work. He's got Peter Keane for company, but McCarthy has one thing on the mind. That's to go straight for goal here. Forced back out towards the sideline. Picks out the pass towards Dungan. Oh, brilliant. Almost got it inside. He got the initial touch, but it didn't quite go to hand second time round. Had it done so, there was goal on, but Naomh Olaf will try and bring it clear. Kieran Foley just making things a little bit more difficult for himself than he might otherwise like. Now it's with Conor Hoban, who launches it down.
Again.
Well, that's what was happening, wasn't it, Joe, early on in the match? And it's happened here again. Ball straight down the throat of the sweeper. Now, here's a pass forward as far as Diarmuid O'Dooling. 4 points from frees. Can he add one from play here? Back out onto the right again. You can see what he's trying to do. How's this one for accuracy? The answer is very, very good. 5th point of the game for Diarmuid O'Dooling. That's his first from play. And we've got a 4-point game, 9 points to 5.
Look, I've said it a couple of times today, and I've said it over the last couple of years. He's a special talent. His ability to be able to score, his pace. He has an awful lot of attributes that you want him for. What's really impressive, Colin, is the ball that's going into Sean McCarthy. Their touch is excellent on a sod like that.
Yeah, it's been very impressive. Here's another ball forward for commercials down towards Druitt this time. That's been an intriguing battle between the commercial centre forward and Kieran Foley. Here's another good shooting opportunity, this time for Daniel O'Kelly, looking for his first point, and he's got it. This is a really impressive burst from commercials heading towards half time. 5 points to the margin, 10-5.
10-5, and the funny thing is, you said it a few minutes ago, Carl, as well. Like, Olafs were back in it. They had an opportunity and a chance possibly to get a goal if the strike was better. And commercials have just come on, and they're just tacking over the scores, and they're back into a 5-point lead.
There was a lovely pick-up in there as well before that score came about, but commercials moving in the right direction. Can Olaf's regain some momentum here before half-time? Well, not right now, because Commercials are in possession. Dungan didn't connect with that one at all well. Was very frustrated with himself as he sent that one away. Picked up by Josh Walsh. And now Olaf's down the other end. Kieran Foley. Oh, he's lost his footing and lost possession as well. Is there a point on here? Oh, it just picks its way over the crossbar. It was Rhys Butler. Not quite sure, was he trying to nestle that one into the net?
Keeper's hurt himself here now as well, because he was so brave, Carl. I think he actually was going to try and lob him. Like, the quality of the forward play from Commercials is really impressive, and he definitely was trying. You could see him off the line, 100%, yeah. But he's actually hurt himself in the goal now.
It looked like he got tangled in the net, didn't it?
Josh was really brave going in there. But it might does it give, Shane and the lads a chance maybe now with the unfortunate injury at the minute? Does it give them a chance just to settle it back down a small bit before half time? We saw last night, if you can get a goal before half time, you go from being 5 or 6 points, 7 points down back to a 3 or 4 point lead. It's huge. And you can see, there's no flies on the boys over there now. They brought him in, quick chat, while he's been dealt with. Let's reassess this now, lads, and win your own ball. The forwards are not winning enough of their own ball for Olaf's.
Yeah, that's just happening off camera now. We're watching Josh Walsh just getting some treatment there, and there's an indication there from the physio that there might be the need for a substitution here. There's a little bit happening there off the ball as well between a couple of the players. I think Rory Hanley has spotted that, but there will be the requirement here for a change for Naomh Olaf in goal. And all of this, of course, will add on some added time at the end of the first half.
It's rare you see it though, Cathal, like on an injury scenario where the Olaf's management have brought them all in, and they weren't letting no one into the conversation. That anybody was going near it was being told to get away. Could be a problem here though for because there was somebody going into it.
We're just watching the incident here again as Rhys Butler popped it over, but you can see just here, it was an awkward little one, wasn't it, for Josh Walsh, got tangled in the net. Let's hope it's nothing too serious. There on the right of your shot, you can see Rory Hanley in consultation there with the linesman on the far side. There was, I think, a Commercials player hit the deck in a little coming together there on the far side. Not quite sure whether Rory Hanley's going to dish out a card of any description here.
He's done well though, Rory, hasn't he?
The game has flowed, hasn't it? It's been really good.
Time has flown, yeah.
It's flowed very nicely, and the time has flown as well. Now Rory Hanley's coming over, I think, to...
He's coming over to Tom Gleeson to have that chat in the ear as well.
The other sideline. It didn't look to be anything overly serious, but we shall see. Meantime, Josh Walsh is still receiving some attention. Not quite sure what the nature of the injury is. He's kind of limping there, isn't he? Yeah, we're not sure whether it's maybe his leg got stuck in the net a little bit or something like that, but there was certainly the indication initially that he would need to be replaced.
You hate to see that stretcher coming in as well, Carl. It's always a bad sign, but he seems... Look, they're made it tough. Both teams, in fairness, you have to give it to them. Like, they're both really going at it. Two tough physical teams, well able to hurl. And you hear people saying that, but look, they're up to senior anyway. Like, it means a lot for you to bring a cup back to inspire that next group coming up. From Olaf's or Commercials. It's a huge thing to win a final. And have your day or two to enjoy. Each other's company now until maybe Tuesday or so.
That's great to see Josh Walsh able to continue. He's limping pretty badly there, but I'd imagine he'll try and get to half time anyway. 90 seconds or thereabouts of normal time left to go, but we will have a fairly sizable chunk of added time now, you'd imagine. 11 points to 5 in favour of Commercials. After that, they've got 6 on the bounce, haven't they? Commercials, so they've got the momentum, but Olafs have possession. Really good take from Oscar Maguire. Good tackling, however, from Conor McCarthy, the Commercials full back, helping send that ball down the other end where Adam Druitt gets out there in time. Lovely take, and he's gone here for the return. Rhys Butler unable to control the pass, and now it's with Jack Maher, who is assessing his options here. Maher drives that one in to the full forward line. Oh, good take as well from Owen Foley. He's inside the initial challenge. Is there goal on here? Foley. Oh, there's nothing at the end of it, but there was an advantage, so there will be a free. Now, Foley has done that a couple of times, hasn't he? He's held on to some really good ball inside, and that occasion, it almost led to a goal chance.
Yeah, and I'd say that the few words that Shane and Weston had with the lads was, listen, you're getting loads of ball inside, you have to be brave enough to win it. And in fairness, Foley got it into his hand, was pulled back, and a good call again by Rory to allow the advantage.
And this is an important period, you feel, for Olafs to try and close the gap down a little bit just before half-time. This is a good chance now for Foley. He's got 2 points from play already. And there shouldn't be any problem here. And Foley does pop that one over the bar. So that's 3 for him, 6 for Naomh Olaf. 11 points to 6, the score.
I think you were right. I think the change is going to happen for the goalkeeper.
Yeah, he's struggling. Just away to our right-hand side, just off camera. Josh Walsh is making his way off, and well, he's very frustrated, obviously, to have to make way in a championship final. Not something that anybody wants to do. Mick O'Connor coming in. Haven't seen an indication of added time yet, but I'd imagine there'll be 3 or 4 minutes at the end of this first half as Commercials go short with the puck out. Jack Morris picked it up initially. This is a ball forward, but it's straight down the throat of Kieran Foley. Just under pressure there as he tried to bring it away, and that gives Commercials a chance to get in there and try and win it back. They have won it back over the shoulder here from Adam Druitt. He hasn't quite measured that one as well as he might like. That's their 6th wide of this first half, Commercials.
Yeah, he'll be disappointed with that. I really like him, Carl. I've said it a few times. He has that centre, very similar to Oisin O'Rourke from Kilmacud. He has that centre of gravity, low centre of gravity, loads of pace, but just a shooting couple of poor wides.
Fantastic catch there from Jack Morris. Then he was met by a big challenge, and well, now Commercials have won it back through Éine O'Neill down as far as Diarmuid O'Dooling now, who is dispossessed as he tried to win that ball. Olaf's growing in confidence. David Dungan, though, has got it here for Commercials, and now he's got a free. Big moment, you feel?
Yeah, big moment. And O'Dooling, every time the ball goes near him, he looks dangerous. Again, it's that pace, that sense of pace inside, and he's causing problems. And I'm sure management from Olaf's will address that at half time, because if you're gonna they're gonna need a man marker on him. But I just think they're a little bit too defensive at the minute, and they need to kind of press forward, because if you look upside, there's 40-50 yards of space and only 2 lads inside now.
Here's the free, just inside that 45-metre line, as you can see. This is Diarmuid O'Dooling, and that's his 5th free. 6 points in all for him. And Commercials move 6 in front again. 12 points to 6 as we approach half-time here at Parnell Park in this Go Ahead Ireland Dublin Intermediate Club Hurling Championship Final. Puck out, sent down towards that far stand side of the field. Oh, good take. And now Olaf might be away. Donal Levy racing in on goal. Big moment here. Can he make it count? Oh, good challenge coming in. Oh, brilliant save as well from Shane Clohessy. No goal just yet. Can Olaf come away with something here? Ball clipped back across. There might be another goal chance on. Dungan gets back there. Hurl swinging at that one. Bodies flying in as well. And at the end of it all, out for a wide ball.
Yeah, you called it, Carl. You know, the defending was excellent, really brave by the keeper. What was really obvious was that when Commercials brought in their keeper, or when Olaf's brought in their new keeper, Mick O'Connor, his puck out was far longer, you know, directly on top of the head. He ran at it, and again, like a really big chance for Olaf's to get a goal.
Well, that really could have swung the momentum back in favour of the Olaf's men, but Commercials survive. Just a little bit careless coming out with possession there, Commercials, and now it's with Owen Foley. Well, he took that one on, was a little bit off balance as he struck that out to the left and wide. 3 wides for Olaf's now in this first half.
Yeah, they've created 2 or 3 really good goal chances. You know, Owen himself will be disappointed with that strike there. Again, it needs to be a phenomenal strike to score from that kind of an angle, but they are coming back into it, but they need one to go into the back of the net, I think. 6
points the margin into almost into the 35th minute now of this opening half. Rain starting to fall here now at Parnell Park as that ball makes its way out towards Jack Maher, who wins possession. He's been forced out over the sideline, and that receives quite a large applause, as you might imagine, from the Commercial supporters. It has been a feature this first half, hasn't it? The Commercials' intensity in the tackle.
Yeah, they don't shy back, but like, again, that's what you want, and you expect that from your team. Look, if you put all the effort in for 10 months, you know, Cathal, of all the preparation, you want to go and win the final when you're there, but both teams, in fairness, are physically strong and well able to match each other for that. I'd say Shane and that are very disappointed with just a half forward line. It's just not working at the minute for Olaf. It's not working hard enough.
Well, there's the half-time whistle from our match referee Rory Hanley, and it's Commercials in charge of this intermediate hurling final. They lead by 12 points to 6 at half-time, and well, that was a half that ebbed and flowed in terms of momentum, with Olaf's coming back to level it at 5 points apiece at one stage after Commercials got off to a great start. But Joe, Commercials, well, they finished that half very, very strongly.
They did, and I think, like, you know, even when we look at the highlights here now, you'd see, I think Druitt has been pivotal to everything they've done right. You know, at 11, he's causing a lot of problems. You know, David Dungan has got a good few scores from play. Diarmid has been excellent on his frees. They're getting something from all of their forwards. Again, Olaf's have an opportunity here that, you know, they seem to, once the ball goes in, they look dangerous. But it's just, I don't think their half forward line are working hard enough, Carl, to be honest. That's my opinion. And like, Commercials are more ravenous. Again, this is a big ball in, but Commercials are more ravenous in around the middle, and their half back line is well on top. They're driving it with ball here, you know, and like Olaf's, when they turn them over and work hard, have forwards capable, like the likes of Owen Foley and Donald Levy, you know, Keane McDade, Sean Burke, they're all well able to score. I just don't know if, like, my message to them at half time was like, the backs are under a lot of pressure, but we're giving you loads of ball. Again, lovely score off the right hand side here. And they've had such a good year from a scoring capacity, not just from a playing. They've scored big and heavy, which is like 6 points in a county final in 30 minutes hurling is not good enough.
Yeah, they had a couple of goal chances, didn't they? So that suggests that they do have the ability to get back into this. Do you think they'll need a goal with Commercials 6 in front at this stage?
You'd imagine they would, and they've scored a lot of goals this year. Like, you know, they scored 4-11 in their semi-final. They're well capable of getting it. I think Donald Levy will be disappointed. He's gone in a couple of times, just laboured to strike a small. But this one here, like, there's a chance there coming onto your left. You know, like, you really need to be taking that a player of his calibre. I think this fella's really good. I've been really impressed with Adam Druitt. I think he's a really excellent player. I think his vision is very good. But, you know, Diarmid O'Dooling, again, this clip here, this exemplifies the type of kid that he is.
One of the scores of the first half, wasn't it? Diarmid O'Dooling had 6 points. That one was the only one from play. He's been solid from frees as well. Any areas, Joe, that Commercials maybe can tidy up to even improve even more in the second half?
I think defensively they're doing really well. I think around the middle they're winning a lot. We both looked at each other at one stage. I think there was 3 or 4 Commercials players around each of the balls that was falling to Olaf's. I think their work rate, if you're management there, you're saying, look, the same, a little bit more, but the same that you've been doing. I think up front they're dangerous, and I think they have a little bit of pizzazz. Again, that's a chance. Like, you need to take that. It was a really brave save, but like, you're going through, you need to bury that. As we saw last night, you know, with McHugh, the ball drops down. It was such a pivotal moment in the game last night.
So that's the picture here at half-time at Parnell Park. The rain starting to fall pretty heavily, but things going well for Commercials. They lead this intermediate hurling final at the break. We'll be back for full second half coverage very shortly indeed. But at half-time, it's Commercials leading Naomh Olaf by 12 points to 6.
We're delighted to extend the partnership with Go Ahead Ireland. They're an organisation that serves communities all over Dublin and helps serve our club members around the county, and it's been a brilliant partnership for the last 3 years, and we're delighted to extend for a further 2 years.
Like us, Dublin GAA are embedded in their community, so it was a really natural fit. For us, it was important to find a partner that was inclusive, but also had that community identity, and that's exactly what we found in Dublin GAA. Since we started the partnership, they've been really easy to work with, and we're really excited to continue the journey together.
In those 3 years, we actually accomplished a lot with Dublin GAA. We were privileged to be able to work with both local and national charities with them, as well as working on several GAA initiatives.
This partnership allows us to support Club League and Championship and initiatives such as our Dubs TV live streaming platform. We try and stream as many games as possible, particularly during the championship season where we can from a logistical point of view around grounds, and that is something we will continue to try and deliver over the coming years and keep enhancing club championship product and club leagues around the county across all 4 codes.
In the coming months, we're going to be continuing growing our services. And while we do that, that means that we'll be serving more GAA community clubs than ever before.
This year alone, we're going to be introducing the Development Fund for Accessibility as part of our partnership, which is going to see core infrastructure at Dublin GAA developed. In the summer, we're also introducing the Go Ahead Ireland Dublin LGFA Summer Skills Camps, which will be held in July and August.
As Dublin's best performing public bus operator, we're going to continue to work really hard on delivering for our customers and our communities.
Stay City Apart Hotels. Half apartment, half hotel. Warm beds, comfy sofas, and fully equipped kitchens. We offer guests more, so you can do more. Cook, sleep, work, play. Welcoming, accommodating, and big beds for jumping. Smart travellers choose Stay City because Stay City is the smart choice. Stay City, half apartment, half hotel, all across Europe. Save 10% every time you book at staycity.com.
We met down at Fairview, and Kieran's brother was a friend of my brother's. We met through them, so when I was coming up to the Debs, I invited Kieran to my Debs. He asked me to marry him, and I said yes, so long as our firstborn child played for Vincent's. And he said, okay, grand. It's great to have our family involved as well. I suppose if the kids weren't as interested in it as we were, it'd be very tough on us.
Kieran's are playing Vincent's. The tension in the house is gas. Mum is obviously Vincent's and Dad is Kieran, so Mum always claims that she'll give John steak for dinner and she won't feed Kevin. But it's always a bit of a laugh, but I suppose no one takes it too seriously.
She had her hands full. She could have got a job as a bus driver. The amount of dropping off and picking up she did from matches around. Leaving some matches early to go to another match to make sure she got the end of that, or make sure we all got the same amount of attention. There was no favourites.
It means everything. I don't know what we do without it, to be fair. We eat, drink and sleep it.
It's always through the family like the rest of us. There's not enough supporting words, I'd say.
I know my whole life at this rate.
We're very proud parents. That's a huge achievement to have 100% of your family still playing. We're proud of them all, every one of them.
My name is Naomh Heatherton.
My name is John Heatherton. I'm Kieran Heatherton.
I'm Patsy Heatherton, and as a family,
Our roots are set in the GAA.
Ground Force probably is the absolute heart of this club, both in their ethos, the amount of work they do, and just the pure love they have for Naomh Marnoga and the GAA in general. In simplest terms, we probably couldn't function without Ground Force.
I suppose the GAA was always a bit more than hitting the ball or hitting the schlitter, you know, and it gave a great sense of community to people.
I suppose at my age, fear of retirement, worried about the unknown, what am I going into a home under my wife's feet all the time or something like that, and then we just got this men's initiative started off. We feel that we're giving something back to the club that gave so much to us. We come up here on a rotary basis and line pitches, cut grass. It kind of empowers us as well if we feel valued.
We're all friends, we're all retired, we're all around the same age group. Some of us have nothing outside of our work, and Ground Force has been a big change for everybody from a mental well-being point of view. It's really, really important and really significant, and there is great camaraderie amongst the group.
So I think there's about 30 odd men in this initiative that comes up to the club and has a chat. And the coffee is important as well. We sort out the world, Dad.
Yeah. Or well, most of it.
Yeah.
That's what it means to me, just achievement and pride.
My first memory of GAA would probably have been in Croke Park with my father. That would be in the early 1950s.
As a young lad brought down to watch one of my brother's matches.
Playing under 10 hurling, and I say hurling, not camogie, because I played on the boys team.
My feeling about the GAA was more a social one than a games one, because I thought it was a great way for all the kids to get to know each other.
Mum and Dad always brought us up to have each other's backs. We'd all go to each other's matches. No matter what we were doing or playing, we'd all support each other. I'm playing for the club 37 years, I think now, but I also coached my two daughters' teams.
It's great. It really is a great feeling to have the kids down there. And now all of their friends are beginning to come from the same community and the same focus on the club, so it's a mirror of what happened to me in my childhood, I suppose.
We made more friends down the years and had more fun down the years than ever we would anywhere else.
Mum fostered that through us as well. She was chief bottle washer. She'd have jerseys upon jerseys out in the line.
3 of my offspring are married, and they met their better halves through the club.
The friends and relationships I got out of it. Looking back, that was really what the GAA was about. Community, about building relationships with people. My name is Mick Galvin.
My name is Mary Galvin.
My name is Phil Galvin, and my family roots are in St Bridget's GAA Club.
Now you're welcome back to Parnell Park. We're almost set to go for the second half in this Go Ahead Ireland Dublin Intermediate Hurling Club Championship final. It's Commercials leading Naomh Olaf by 12 points to 6 at half time. Pretty quick turnaround at half time for both teams, and our match referee Rory Hanley is just setting the watch there, getting us ready to go for this second half. Commercials in those red and green jerseys playing from right to left in this second half, and they're in charge as we head for the second 30 minutes. They've got the ball as well straight away. Daniel O'Kelly won possession, and now he's won his team a free just inside the Naomh Olaf half. There is a little bit of a breeze blowing into the face of Commercials in this second half. Not terribly significant, but the conditions have worsened considerably. The rain is falling quite heavily now, as you can see from the picture on your screen. And this free will be taken by Diarmuid O'Dooling, who hit 5 frees in the first half, 1 from play as well. 6 points, his personal tally as things stand. And now he's looking to add to that here as he strikes this one just on the 65-metre line. How's it for accuracy? Well, that cheer from the crowd will tell you that it has sailed between the uprights. Another good score from Diarmuid O'Dooling.
Yeah, some score in those conditions, just like you've mentioned, Carl. Like it's a really bad. The rain is really driving down there now, but he's been quality all day.
So Commercials extend that advantage even more, 13 points to 6. As players closing in on possession. Commercials, well, it's been a feature of the game so far. They've been winning that loose ball, and now there's some space here for Daniel O'Kelly. 1 point in the first half. Took this one on the first time. He likes the look of it, and that's why it sailed over the crossbar. His second point of the game, and that's just what Commercials would have wanted at the start of the second half, just to extend that lead even more.
Yeah, if you're managing them, and you would have said, look, let's get that next score or two on the board. Obviously, Olafs would have been saying similar to try and get back into it, but they just look hungrier, Carl. All day, every ball it's breaking. They're more efficient, they're stronger, they're bigger. Olafs would be really disappointed with the first 35 minutes.
Can they get themselves back into the game is the question. Commercials have got the ball again. Their tails are up. Daniel O'Kelly's having a go here again. Underneath the crossbar. Goal chance here.
He got it.
And it's in. That could well be that. Already in the early stages here of the second half. Finished home by Sean McCarthy. The long ball in. Fell his way, and he made no mistake.
He didn't, and if you remember, we commented in the first half as well, his touch was exemplary, and Rory, in fairness, he's officiating well, allowed him in, little touch, bang, falls on the ground, and what a start to second half for Commercials.
Well, they couldn't have dreamed of a better start after half-time. We've only played 2 minutes of the second half, and now Commercials in a very commanding position. 114 to 6 points, and Olafs need to find something and find it pretty quickly. They had the ball there momentarily, now it's spill loose, and won now by Commercials as they go down in search of another score. It's quite a significant gap now. 17 points plays 6 as the ball goes down to the corner. Lovely control by Diarmuid O'Dooling, and he's on the spin here, looking to get past the challenge, has the advantage, recycles it back outside to Michael O'Keefe, but the referee opts to sound the whistle. I think the ball had gone over the bar, but they have a good chance here from the free anyway to try and do that, but well, only one team in it right now at the start of the second half.
Yeah, Daniel O'Kelly as well at 13 for Commercials, really impressing me. I know he was a former Dublin minor, whether he's involved with the 20s now I don't know, but he's a really good player. His strike and his movement off the ground as well, and he's bringing O'Dooling into it even more. Olafs will need something quick, Carl, if they're going to get back into this.
Well, we spoke about goals, didn't we, Joe, in the first half, that Olafs might need one. They certainly will need maybe multiples of that.
Yeah, they will, and they've been good at that all year. They've got 3 or 4 goals in most of their games. I'm surprised so far that they haven't rattled the net with the players that they have up front.
By the way, Diarmuid O'Dooling popped over that free, second of the second half. 8 points in all for him now. The Commercials full forward. 115 to 6 points. It was 12 points to 6 at half time. Commercials in possession again. They've just had a lot of time on the ball at the start of the second half. Able to pick out the pass inside, out in front of Sean McCarthy, the goal scorer. Well, he picked that one up really nicely under pressure. Gets it away in time as well. As far as Diarmuid O'Dooling, he's going to take on the shot here. We have a good angle of this right behind it, and just left it out too far out to the left. They hit 6 wides as well in the first half, Commercials. That's their first of the second half.
Yeah, and there's one thing for Diarmuid to work on. Again, McCarthy was probably after breaking off into a better position. You don't need to hit that shot. You're 11, 12, 13 points up at this stage. Pop the ball. McCarthy's a fine player at 15 as well. Again, I'll go back to what I said a few seconds ago. Kelly, for me, is impressed. He's somebody who Commercials are definitely going to see having a bright future.
Ball won by Caelan Morris. Commercials down that central channel this time. Conor Cleary. He turns on the afterburners and now gets past the challenge. Lovely ball out. This would be a really good score if they could get it. David Dungan not happy with the strike. and fell a little bit awkwardly as well. Good build-up play though.
They play a lovely brand of hurling, Carl, don't they? They're really efficient up front. You know, again, a couple of small little things to improve on, but you know, that strike off the shoulder is something that they can work on, because it doesn't work. Here's a change coming in for Olafs now.
Yeah, no surprise to see the bench being called on here by Shane Stapleton. The player introduced is James O'Connor, and the player to make way, Dara Hickey. So change in the middle of the park for Naomh Olaf. Let's see will it have the desired effect. The puck out coming from our left-hand side. It goes straight down the throat of a Commercials player, picked up now by Adam Druitt. Look at the space that Commercials have here. Duncan has all the time in the world to have a look at the pulse, and he makes no mistake. 4 points from play now for David Duncan. That's his first in the second half. And, well, it's 1-4 without response from Commercials at the start of the second half.
Yeah, and you'd wonder, is the loss of Josh Walsh a huge issue here? Do you know, like the ball that's coming out from Mick O'Connor, like, again, have they won one since he's come in? You know, and it's just the significance of losing your real number one.
Had that change in goal, as Joe mentions, with Josh Walsh called ashore through injury just before half time. Here come Olafs on the attack. First time it feels like they've had the ball in this area of the field in the second half. Won by Cian McDade down there, gets it over the shoulder. Now this looks a little bit more promising. Owen Foley has 3 points, going at the challenge there of Conor McCarthy. Now met by a couple of more Commercials defenders. Loses the hurl, brings it back outside as far as Oscar Maguire. And now all the way back out to the wing back, Jack Maher. Here's the shooting opportunity. It's the substitute, James O'Connor. He struck that one really well, and to his credit, he's found the range. Good instant response, instant impact rather, from James O'Connor. That's Olaf's first point of the second half. It's taken 6.5 minutes.
Yeah, and again, really resolute, strong defending from Commercials. The ball was popped out. O'Connor, he got a good score, but they're hard to break down inside. You know, they really are really strong inside as a back unit, defensive unit.
Ball's out over the line on the far side. Line ball for Naomh Olaf. But it's Commercials in a very good position. 116 to 7 points. 12 points the difference in this intermediate hurling final. That line ball has gone straight to a Commercials player. It was picked up by Daniel O'Kelly. Now it squirts loose again. It's just very difficult down there. The rain is still falling. It's making it more difficult on the players to retain that ball. Look at Diarmuid O'Dooling trying to weave his way through the challenges. Just found his way blocked, but it's found its way to a Commercials player. Once again, there's a player over in space on the far side. Instead, Adam Druitt tries to settle for the point, and he does just that. That's his first point of the game, would you believe? But he has been heavily involved.
Yeah, his first point of the game, but you know, I've mentioned him a number of times. Really, really good player. Again, the work rate now from Commercials has just got another level since half time. So whatever said in the dressing room, they've really upped it and said, look, we're not resting on any laurels here now. If you want to win this now, let's go and really do it.
Ball with Naomh Olaf this time. Picked up by Donal Levy. Oh, great challenge coming in from Michael O'Keefe. Out for the line ball.
They've got nothing really out of Donal Levy today. Like, he's such a big player for them as well. Like, every time he's on the ball, he's just smothered instantly.
Some dispute over the eligibility of that line ball and whether it was all above board. I think the referee has asked for it to be retaken. Daniel O'Kelly just picking up the ball there. And it will be Naomh Olaf with possession to be taken by Kieran Foley. They need something special to happen even from this point, with 21 minutes of normal time still left to play, but it's a mountain to climb for Naomh Olaf. But here they are with the ball. Here it goes inside the 45-metre line. More good defending. Luca O'Sullivan, look at the endeavour he's showing there to get out in front. That's exactly what you want to see from your cornerback.
Oh, all day long, like, and he was actually very impressive in the semi-final as well, the reports I got back, but just out in front, you know, hungry, you know, breaking the ball out in front of yourself. They're fearless inside there. They've done really, really well. Really impressed. And again, you have to remember, Carl, like, a lot of people would, you know, like, it's probably 4 tiers down from what we saw last night. But the standard of a lot of the hurling here, the inside forward play from Commercials has been really, really good. And they're defending. You know, you're not going to get, the Olaf lads will know they've been in a match tomorrow morning. Like, they're such tough, tigerish defenders in there for Commercials as well.
Yeah, it's been a really enjoyable contest, as Diarmuid O'Dooling has come out to take this free. Now it is a long, long way out. He has been striking the ball well, though. He struck this one well as well, and that looks good from here. What a score from Diarmuid O'Dooling. That's yet another tremendous point. His 9th of the game, and that's the pick of the bunch, I would argue, so far.
Yeah, he actually hits the ball very similar to the likes of Paul Ryan. He has that real efficient free taking stature. Like he's a quality player.
21 points, plays 7, 118-7. It's a free for Naomh Olaf back inside their own 45-metre line.
I'd wonder, is it, do you have to change it up a small? Like if you're Olaf's, look, it's not working at the minute. Do you think to yourself, look, put Levy at 14, bring the 2 lads out maybe to the side, give him a bit of space to get ball into him, because there's just at the minute he's not on any sort of ball.
Ball punted into the edge of the square. What way will this fall? It might fall for Olaf's, picked up by Sean Burke. Drills it back outside. Here's a goal chance. And there's a lifeline potentially. Cian McDade finished it to the net. Just what Olaf's needed.
Just what Olaf's needed, and just right at the time that we were saying it, like, maybe just change it up a small bit. Like you're trying to play it through the lines. It's not working. Get somebody inside. Especially the likes of Levy, a big strong man, and maybe test the full back line a little bit more on aerial ball.
Yeah, particularly with the weather that we've had so far. But that one worked out. 118-17 makes it a little bit more interesting. 11 points the margin. Now can Olaf's build on that? Ball won by James O'Connor. All the way back to Mick O'Connor in goal now. Now it's with Peter Keane, the full back. Plays it short. Good control from Kieran Foley. Sends it long, but no one there in a blue and purple jersey. And easily gathered by Caelan Morris. Straight back down, however, to Kieran Foley, who'll get a second bite at the cherry. Now looking up here, what's on? Long ball in there. It's 1-on-1. Big man on the edge of the square is Conor Hoban. Wins possession and needs support. Plays it back outside. It's over the head of the intended target, and it falls all the way through to Daniel O'Kelly, who will drive it down the line now as far as Diarmuid O'Dooling. Spins away, and there might be something on here. Sean McCarthy, the goal scorer, back to O'Dooling again. Now with the other member of the full forward line, Daniel O'Kelly. Tries to get away from Owen O'Riordan. This is now Reese Butler out along the sideline. Good block down. And it's all the way back as far as James O'Connor. So Olaf's coming back into it a small bit. Jack Maher sends it forward. Good
Great
take again. Wonderful work from Cian McDade. Gets the hand pass away as well. There might be another goal chance on here. Brilliant save. And it won't quite cross the line. Big moment. The shot came in from Jack O'Grady.
He has it.
It's in.
Goal.
It is a goal at the end. And Naomh Olaf are right back in the game now. 118-27. Not quite sure who got it in the end. We'll have a look at the replay. Good initial save. Looked like Commercials had cleared the danger. The ball spilled loose, and it was finished in the end by Conor Hoban.
Yeah, I just think coming out the middle, like you're not so risky coming out the middle from a defensive situation like that. But in fairness to Kieran Foley, like he said, listen lads, we're not winning the ball out to the sides. Pump it in at 14, and let's see can we get a bit of joy. And they're on top now.
Well, it's almost a carbon copy of the first half, isn't it? Where Commercials got off to a brilliant start and always came back into it in the mid part of the first half. And they're trying to do just that now in the second half as well. Plenty of time to go as well. 17 minutes.
They left a lot in it though, Cott. Like they put a lot of pressure on themselves. If we could get another goal now, I've been in the scenario myself. If you could just start getting that defence sinking inside, we're under pressure.
Long ball punted in there again. Let's see how this will work. This time Commercials defend it well. They had enough bodies back there, and it's cleared out as far as Michael O'Keefe, who did well to win that ball. Jack Maher is applying the pressure on him. Now the ball sent down, looking for Kieran Foley, who collects it for Olafs. Here's a chance. Shooting opportunity for the point. That looks good from here. That's hit over by Sean Burke, who has got a point. The third member of the full forward line to get on the board today. And Olafs are closing the gap down all the time. 21 points to 14 now.
And a lot of it's coming from 6 from Kieran Foley, Carl. He's been excellent in the second half. He's sitting back a little bit more and really driving them on now from 6.
Big physical player there at centre half back. This ball's been won by Diarmuid O'Dooling, who sends this one in first time. In on top of the goal scorer, Sean McCarthy. He'll get there first here. And that one's gone out for a 65. The hurl of Peter Keane getting a touch on that. So 118 to 28. Heading for the final quarter of this intermediate final. Well, it looked done and dusted, didn't it, with Commercials in such a commanding position, but you've got to credit Naomh Olaf hanging in there, and those couple of goals have breathed life back into their challenge. Still, though, Commercials in a very good position.
Yeah, and you can see, you know, he's taking his time coming out here now as well as in. There's no harm us getting a small bit of a breath back here because Olafs are well on top, and this gives Dermot a chance to put another score in it. But the game needed it, you know. I think the two teams were so honest in their endeavour. Like, you want kind of a bit of an exciting finish.
Dermot O'Dooling looking to add another to his personal tally, and he's managed just that. That's his fourth from a dead ball in this second half. 10 points in all from him, 9 of them from frees or 65s. And that an important score, you feel, for Commercials. 119 to 28 just stems that Olaf's momentum a little bit as the puck out taken quickly by Olafs. It's spilled away of Jack O'Grady. Head forward by Sean Burke. 2-on-2 inside. Another long ball in there. How will this one fall? Still defending to do it. Still there for Olafs. Can Commercials complete the job? They have done. Really good work from Caelan Morris. The centre half back gets it as far as Jack Morris. His attempted clearance doesn't quite come off to plan. And now the ambitious shot sent in by Sean Burke. He's hung that one out to the left and wide.
They are getting joy, Carl. They're getting joy by putting that ball in on 14 now, you know. And again, so many teams try to play that ball through the line. So many teams try to play the same way now. If you have a man capable of winning the ball at 14, you know, and I'm sure that's what the Olaf management have said, get the ball in quick to him and test out that full back line.
Yeah, it certainly has been the tactic in the last few minutes, and it's worked to good effect. That ball's gone out off the hurl of Finn Murphy. Line ball for Commercials, who still retain that healthy advantage. 8 points the margin, 119 to 28. As the rain falls and falls here at Parnell Park. Dermot O'Dooling gets a good connection on that one. Ball falls in around the back. Oh, the goalkeeper lost his footing there. And in the end, well, it's out behind for a wide ball. I think Commercials felt that was a certain 65. The referee might go in and consult with his umpires, but they seem to be happy enough with that decision. And it will remain as a wide ball.
Again, look how defensive Commercials are now. So they have two spare defenders, one back sitting just in front of the full back now, as in, look, the only way we're going to lose this here is by conceding another couple of goals. So,
is there a danger that might invite things onto them as well, Joe, or how do you view that?
If I'm Olafs now, I'm pushing it up. Like, I'd prefer to lose by 20 points than lose by 7 or 8. You know, they have an opportunity now to push up. You know, they don't need a spare defender anymore, Carl. You know, push the thing on now and really put a real push on that full back line for Commercials.
Tyg Morris has come in for Jack Morris on the Commercials team. Whistle is sounded here for a free for Commercials. And this another scoring opportunity for Dermot O'Dooling. Well, they've responded well to that little burst from Olafs. There was a danger of things getting out of hand in terms of Commercials losing the momentum, but they've clipped over those couple of scores. And here's another chance for the deadly accurate Dermot O'Dooling. 10 points already for the Commercials full forward. And this one, well, I've cursed him there because he's hung it out to the right and wide. But still, Commercials in a good position. 119 to 28.
You can see the Olafs now, though, they're saying, look, push this up now. There's no point in sitting back spare.
That break ricochets back into the middle, race for possession. And Olafs look like they've won it initially through their cornerback Finn Murphy, but unable to control possession. And now it's Commercials in possession, but they've overcarried the ball. And that's met with great joy by the backroom team there in the far side. They still feel like they're in with a chance here. And still time on their side, even though the scoreboard isn't, but they've got the time to rectify that situation. And they can start by putting this free over the bar, just inside the 65-metre line. 11 minutes of normal time left to play.
If he gets this, like, it brings it back to 7. You know, if they were to get a goal, geez, you'd really start to question yourself in that Commercials defence. I've been really impressed with Commercials up front and at the defence, but the big ball in now has served Olafs well for the last couple of balls.
This is Owen Foley, and has that one found the range? Yes. It has. Good score from Foley, 4 points for him, and it's a step in the right direction. 7 points, as Joe says, now the margin. 119 to 2-9. Long puck out again. Every possession crucial, particularly from an Olaf's point of view now, as they try and work their way back into this game. They've got the ball, but they're under a lot of pressure inside their own 45. Here's Kieran Foley. Shrugs off the challenge, gets it back, and now, well, there was a half block on that one. Well, I thought there was, but there wasn't, because it's gone out for a Commercials line ball. Good pressure. And all of this helps Commercials eat into the clock here as well, taking their time with these dead balls.
Yeah, the Olaf's players not happy. They reckon that you were right, Colin, how you call it, that they reckoned it was, I think it was their ball. And has he changed it now?
Yeah, he's got the flag up there. I think there's a substitution maybe happening for somebody. Certainly Commercials look like they're moving things around anyway. Yeah, there's a player making way there on the far side. That's looks like Sean McCarthy. Here comes the line ball. Punted inside. Garrod Kyo, wearing 19, is in, and here he is in a battle for possession. Wins the initial tussle, but then loses the ball. And Olaf emerge with it. Fiacre McLaughlin has the Schlitter in hand, but loses it momentarily and then runs it out across the end line. And again, well, it's been a feature all the way through, that pressure from Commercials, and this time it wins them a 65.
Yeah, Adam drew it again, you know, probably the smallest man in the forward line, you know, out really driving at the Olaf's lads coming out, but causes the turnover. He's been excellent all day.
So 65, the end result. It'll be taken by Diarmuid O'Dooling. Olafs are also making a substitution player called ashore as Jack Maher, the wing back. So now we will have this 65 from O'Dooling. Steals a yard or two, drives it in towards the posts and has it hung on. No, it's gone out to the right and wide. Fourth wide of the second half, 10 in all now for Commercials. Darren Nimmo has come in there for Naomh Olaf as this puck out towards this terrace side of the field. The break is won by Donal Levy, who shrugs off a challenge or two, then plays a nice little measured ball inside. Lovely control. Now can they make a count here? Olaf's good block coming in. Oh, it went in over the head of Conor Hoban. Good build-up play again from Olaf's. And yes, it's 65 in the end, indicated by the umpire. So still a chance here for Olaf's, but well, we're getting to the stage, aren't we, where they need every chance to go over or indeed into the net.
Yeah, you'd wonder would McDade be as well out, like, you know, where Donal is now, and maybe bring him to 10 or 12, and, you know, put Levy. If Levy gets a ball inside, he'll bury it, and there is ball going in now that there's an opportunity maybe to take it. It's a big 65, a big opportunity here now as well, because it'll bring it back a little bit more. And like, Olafs are not gone yet. The Commercials have been very impressive today, but Olafs are not gone yet, and if Commercials want to win it, they're going to need to keep ticking over those scores.
Kieran Foley standing over this one. They need this one to go over the bar, you feel, Olafs, into the last 7 minutes of normal time. Foley struck that one well. We could hear it from here, the crispness of that strike, and he's driven it over the bar. That's his second point of the game, and he's stood up and been counted, as you say, Joe, in the second half.
He's been excellent. He's been really good. But back to at one stage, we were probably at 15, Cathal, you know. So that in testament to Olafs, like, they haven't given up.
Long ball out. Straight down towards the cornerback, Owen Donnelly. Took a second bite at the cherry to get a hold of it, but does. Now Owen Foley races away from the initial challenge under a lot of pressure. Punts it down into the corner. Olaf's trailing by 6, spins away from the challenge. Cian McDade, he has a goal already. Hand pass across. Oh, that's a crucial intervention. Who's back there is Diarmuid O'Dooling, who prevented that one finding the arm of a Olaf's player. Had it done so, goal chance was on. Instead, Olaf's had the ball back in their own half. Finn Murphy does well, gets it forward as far as Donal Levy. Had a good goal chance in the first half, Levy, as route one again from Olaf's. Plenty of Commercials players back there in a defensive situation. I think there's a potential head injury here. That's why the referee has sounded the whistle. You can see Cian McDade down, and there's a Commercials player down as well, heading for the final 5 minutes.
You look up top here now, and it's nearly like, you know, there's no Commercials players up here at all. They've gone really ultra defensive.
Let's take a look at that last goal chance, Joe. The ball came down as far as Cian McDade, and he got away from the initial challenge. Here was the hand pass across. Yeah, it was the midfielder, Ono Reardon, dealing with a pretty important intervention.
Yeah, and the sign of the kid that he is as well, to get back in that kind of defensive role and not be afraid of a bit of hard work. But you need to press up the field now as well. Like, you don't need to, you know, we've seen in previous games, even last night, if you go anyway defensive at all, you are, like you said, you're inviting that half back line of young Foley the opportunity to give ball into a dangerous area. So if I was Commercials now, I'd push back up the field. You're 6 points up, push back up the field at least. If you're leaving 2 inside, fine, but not retract everybody.
Everybody's able to continue, but Cian McDade has made his way off. We'll see whether he will come back on. Here's a shooting opportunity for Olafs, and it's James O'Connor over the bar. His second point. He's made a big impact since coming on, and it's a 5-point game, 119 to 211. Olafs have brought on Owen Doyle in place of McDade, so that is a confirmed change now. Commercials in possession. It's become an awful lot more uncomfortable for them, having led by so much earlier on. They've given the ball away here. That man, Kieran Foley
again, yeah.
He's been inspired in the second half. Drives it long. Commercials, as you mentioned, Joe, have left a lot of bodies back in a defensive position, but they've coughed up possession on their own 45. Really doing well here, Olafs, to get that back as far as Owen Foley. Ball back outside to O'Connor again. Shooting opportunity here, surely, for Sean Burke. They need this one. Sean Burke, he's put it across the face of goal and wide. It would have been a big score just to keep that momentum going. Time coming against them as well.
I just don't. This is like, I don't know why he hit the last 2 puck out short. There's a wall of Olaf's players there now. They've been doing so well in their half forward line.
This possession is crucial. A couple of players had their chance to get their hands on it, and now it will be the opportunity for David Dungan, who's had a really good game at wing forward for Commercials. Ball picked up by Jack O'Grady. O'Grady under a lot of pressure, gets it away in time as far as Owen Donnelly. Now it's with Kieran Foley, who sends it out as far as Donal Levy. Has some space here. Now there's 2-on-2 inside in the full forward line. Instead measures a ball down into the corner. One of the inside 2 coming out to get it. Commercials flooding bodies back in. We've got 3 minutes of normal time left to play. 5-point margin in this intermediate club hurling final. Battling without a hurl there is Conor Hoban, and it's gone out for a line ball for Commercials.
Yeah, good battling in there again. You'd love to see Donal, when he gives that ball inside, Cathal, like, go again, give the ball, but like there's 50 yards of space, make the run up and give him an opportunity to give the ball back to somebody, because like you said, it's 4-on-2 inside now for Commercials over Olafs.
This will be taken by Conor Cleary. Gets a good connection on that one, down as far as Garage Kyo. Adam Druitt. Ball inside isn't a good one, and it's won by the substitute, Owen Doyle.
Spare man on the far side, look.
O'Connor, 2 points from the bench. Ball is quite slippy now as well, makes it even more difficult. Well won though by Donal Levy, who drove through and won possession, and you can see them just trying to get things moving again. Well, Joe, we had late drama last night in the senior final, didn't we?
Just, I don't know if I'm able for much more, but no, God, to be honest with you.
Let's see. But Olafs need a score of some description from this attack. We've got 2 minutes of normal time left to play. We haven't had too many stoppages, have we, in the second half?
No.
So you'd imagine we're talking 3-4 minutes maximum here in terms of playing time. Kieran Foley, almost right on the halfway line for Naomh Olaf. He's struck that one well, and that one looks good from here. The umpires agree. Kieran Foley has 3 points, and it helps close the gap down to 4, 119 to 212.
They'll regret, like, if they don't get at level, they just let Commercials get so far ahead before they started hurling. In fairness, Foley has been exemplary. Is it now the time to push him up, maybe to further up front, like, go for it now to win it, like?
That's potentially an option for Olafs. They've got the ball with Finn Murphy down as far as the middle part of the park. Good angle ball inside. This could open things up here for Olafs. Can they get a score here? Good tackle coming in on Conor Hoban. Gets it back outside. They need a point. Has it the distance?
Yep.
It does. It's over the bar from Jack O'Grady, setting up a grandstand finish.
Like, what a ball in. You'd love to see McDade, when he wins it, take it on here though. Like, he tried to turn around. He just took too long to turn. You'd love to see him going directly at the fullback.
3-point game.
A few minutes now.
119 to 213. That's a good puck out. Space here for Caelan Morris, who rounds the initial challenge. Commercials would love a score just to make things a little bit more comfortable. Ball into the inside line. Oh, it's gone towards Foley. He's missed it this time. David Duncan has 4 points. Can he get a fifth? This one will fall short, and Olaf will have the chance from the back again. Peter Keane coming out along this right hand side. Good ball down. As far as Owen Foley, 4 points. Oh, Foley was hooked just at the right moment. It's still 2-on-2 inside in the full forward line. We're into added time. We haven't had an indication as to how long will be added on. Peter Keane has got it again for Olaf, under pressure from O'Dooling, and now it comes out as far as Reese Butler. Nice little ball inside. Another score might do it for Commercials. They almost lose it in the middle, picked up by Garrod Keogh. We haven't had an indication of added time. Superb block down. James O'Connor's had a great game since coming in the second half. Here's the long ball inside. It's 2-on-3 in there. Was that a foul? Referee was watching. Says everything is okay and above board. Then the ball goes in along the end line. Conor Hoban is battling for it. He's won it as well. Now can he get it away? No foul, says the referee. Still a scramble for possession. Now Hoban does have it again. Has he got an option here? Oh, he's over carried the ball. Good defending from Commercials. And that could be a big moment. We haven't got too long left to play.
It's a big call, Cathal, as well for me in such a contentious time of the game. Like I think it's a harsh call on him, to be honest. I think that's the first one Rory could look at over the course of the game. I think he's had a really good game officiating, but I think it's a big call.
Now,
Commercials looks hurt. If you watch him there, he's been limping the last couple of minutes, so they need him now to win this ball.
Another score might do it for them. We've played 1 minute and 20 seconds over the 60. This ball is still in play, and Olafs have it again. Can they level things up here in the closing stages? Long ball coming here all the way in. 2 forwards in there, 3 defenders. Oh, and Olafs have it. Can they make the most of it here? Chance! Oh, it's the side netting. Conor Hoban, it was a difficult angle. I don't think he struck the shot particularly well.
That was your chance though, Cathal, wasn't it? You know, last minute county final to draw it. I don't think they'll get a better chance than that to draw it.
That could well be that. 2 minutes played. They need possession again from this one. Commercials were so far ahead earlier on in this second half. Olafs, to their credit, have roared back into this. Rory Hanley's watching, looking at the watch. There's going to be a substitution here for Commercials. And coming in wearing 21 is Killian Crooks for the closing moments. Player to make way as Reese Butler, who hit a point from midfield today. The line ball to be taken by Diarmuid O'Dooling. You'd imagine he'll try and get this one as far forward as he can. Down into the corner. This is trying to waste some time.
It's nearly as good as a score now, really.
He's gone for a touch there.
The funny thing is, like, when you go that ultra defensive, nobody knows who's marking who, like. And they brought everybody back, and all of a sudden then Olafs were able to find a bit of space because you're passing a man off. I'm saying to you, Cathal, you mark him, and then you're caught between the two. They were doing so well when it was man on man.
Now that ball has been thrown away, and the referee's brought this one forward for Olaf. So maybe one last chance to launch it in around the square. Surely we don't have too long left to play. We've almost played 3 minutes of added time.
Why are they standing here though? Like, get them up the field now. This is your last chance.
Yeah, they're all making their way forward. Last throw of the dice for Naomh, Olaf, you feel, in this intermediate hurling final. What a game it has been. Momentum swings on a number of occasions. Here we go. Long ball into the square. What way will it go? Olafs need a goal. Ball spills down. Looks like Olafs might have got it initially. Commercials crowding in around it. Referees watching in closely as well. And let's see what the decision is here. I think is he going to throw the ball in? He is. Rory Hanley. Maybe one final twist. Again. Oh, they've got it. Olafs have it on the edge of the square. Ball back outside. Chance! Oh, great save. It's still there. Commercials trying to defend. Oh, it's gone wide. Can you believe it? Surely that was the moment.
What a save on the line. They left it so late.
And the last one flashes by the post, out behind and wide. And that's surely is that. Is it? Wow, what drama. Into the 5th minute of added time, and there's the full-time whistle. Well, we've been treated to an absolute cracker. But Commercials hang on to win the Go Ahead Ireland Dublin Intermediate Club Hurling title for 2024, but not without an almighty battle against Naomh Olaf. It's finished 119 to 213. Joyous scenes for Commercials, but well, they didn't quite sprint over the finish line. They limped over it and almost saw themselves hauled back onto level terms at the very, very end. But in the end, Commercials 3-point winners, Joe.
Yes, I think it's nearly time now, Kieran and the lads, to go home for the winter and put the feet up. I don't know many more games like this we can take, but it's great because, look, you put the whole year in, Carl. We're here for a lot of the group games as well, and geez, you go through the motions at times of this group and boys and whatever. That was an incredible game. You're 14, 15 points up. The standard was really, really good. We get a chance, obviously, to see
we'll see the highlights.
But look, credit to the Commercials. They held out. Olaf's will be sickened that they didn't press it really, and it took them 45 minutes to start hurling. But some really, really good plays here. Commercials again came out of the traps after half time with some really, really good scores. It's just early on, Olaf's they just seemed to be. I don't know what it was. They were so nervous at the start of the game, and Commercials were excellent. O'Dooling has a quality future ahead of him. Druitt, I was really impressed with at 11. I think Daniel O'Kelly's a very bright future as well. McCarthy got a good goal. They just left it too long, Olaf's.
Talk to us about those momentum swings, Joe. You've been there at the coalface as a manager. I'm sure it's terribly frustrating when you're watching on. But what happens in a match when teams kind of fall back a little bit, or then obviously we've seen Olaf's put in a couple of big spurts in that game as well.
Look, we saw it in Wexford Park with Westmeath. You're 17 or 18 points down at half time, and you have a bit of honesty at half time with them, and then maybe nothing to lose either. You have a sense of, have you a bit of respect to kind of give back to the club or back to the county. And once that little bit of worry sets into a full back line or half back line, and we saw it with Commercials, they'd been really good. I have a massive issue with when you go so defensive, nobody really knows who's marking who. And I think if you're 6-7 points up and things are working, you keep going, don't sit back. Football is a different game. Like with the game that we love in hurling, it can just change so quickly. And Commercials, again, like if you look at here, Druitt, he was on the end of everything, popped the ball out. From a manager's perspective, things are working, keep going with it. Like in fairness to Shane and the lads that are involved with Olaf, they changed it up a small bit. They went more direct. I said it had to be that because they were getting nothing out of their half forward line. And when they did go more direct, they got goals out of it. And so unlucky at the end. What a save on the line. I'm sure we might get a chance to see that as well.
We're just watching through some of the first half highlights here when Commercials, they led by 12 points to 6 at half time, but Olaf's had got back level 5-5 at one point in that first half. But that little burst before half time for Commercials gave them a very comfortable situation. Now, here was a crucial moment in the first half when Donald Levy had this goal chance. Really good defending from Commercials, then a great save as well.
That has to go in though, Cahill. Again, and I'm sure the lads will look back at that and see it, that you have to shoot, you have to score that. And again, losing Josh Walsh in the clip just before that, he really bravely went back in to get the ball and ended up hurt himself in the net. Took a long time for them to win puckouts then when Mick O'Connor came in.
Well, they struggled on their puck out, didn't they? They did,
yeah, they did. If you're not winning your own puck out, it's a massive problem. That's a goal, really. Ball drops on the sod.
There's another win in the middle there from Commercials. They did really well in this period from break ball, and they surged ahead. They hit 1-4 without reply at the start of the second half. In fairness to Olaf, though, they really came back into it. This man made a big impact when he came in. James O'Connor hit 2 points from play and got himself on plenty of possession as well, but Commercials hung in there all the time. And Adam Druitt, who you've been mentioning, Joe, is one of the key players, got on the scoreboard there. That was his only point of the game. Jeremy O'Dooling, well, what a game he had. 10 points, 9 from frees. This was one of the better ones.
I think when Olaf's got back into it, Cahill, I think O'Dooling was carrying the leg a small, but he was excellent up till then. But the excitement towards the end, they just didn't have some. You would have loved to see maybe that was a serious finish. You would have loved seeing Levy maybe going inside at 14 because he has a bit of pace. I just think when the ball went up there was no man willing to just really take it on. Again, great save. And
yeah, you thought Commercials maybe had cleared it here, but it
just came out the middle though, didn't he?
Did,
get out the side. He just comes down straight down the middle, and could have been, was he foul made? I don't know, but they finished it. Another goal.
Conor Hoban finished that one off, and that was the one to really propel Olafs back into contention, and it gave them loads of momentum. There was a good score as well from play from Sean Burke, who got a point. Keane McDade at full forward 1-1. Owen Foley 4 points from the 3 men inside for Olafs. And then, well, from there to the end, it was them trying to get back and close that deficit. Here was a half goal chance had the ball gone to hand. Good intervention from O'Dooling there to get it away from O'Riordan just in time. And well, at this stage it was Olafs really with a lot of momentum. O'Connor again hitting a point to close the gap even more, and it was a feature of that second half. Olaf's going a little bit more direct as the game closed in. This was a good opportunity perhaps as well.
I just think when you turn back there, like at least if you're taking a man on, there's an opportunity possibly to draw, a free or a penalty, even if you get closer inside.
And these moments here, I think this one worked out into the side netting from Conor Hoban. We might get a look here now. This is the very closing stages where we thought, but we'll get a look at it here. This is the first time we've seen it. Good save initially, then it came back out. Yeah, we'll get another look at it here. So the ball came in from Sean Burke. I think it was saved by Classy. Here was the big opportunity. Yeah, it was just dragged across goal, wasn't it? And that was the moment. That was the last piece of play.
There are the inches, Cahill. We saw it last night. The ball drops to the ground, and comes into the back. Young Stacey comes in, wins the county title for the Fina. Huge day as well. Like in fairness to Commercials, you walk up the steps. You're training all year. It's historically a really big hurling club as well in Dublin, and some really quality forwards, some really good players there as well. I'm sure there's a couple of them that will be looked at from both an underage perspective and hopefully as well an opportunity for one or two. Obviously Dermot has a bright future ahead, and he'll be in the plans of Dublin senior management, I'm sure, over the next couple of years.
Yeah, Commercials have plenty of titles in the back pocket. They won 5 Dublin championships in a row back in the late 1800s, from 1895 to 1899, and today they climbed the steps of Parnell Park to collect some silverware. They're the Dublin Intermediate Hurling Champions for 2024. There's the full-time picture if you're just joining us. Commercials 119, Naomh Olaf 213. Commercials with 10 points from Diarmuid O'Dooling. The goal coming from Sean McCarthy in the second half, and they'll accept the trophy now. And I'm sure they'll celebrate this one with both teams set to play in senior hurling next year as they round off their championship campaign under the floodlights here in a dull afternoon at Parnell Park, but we were treated to a really interesting and enjoyable contest, and I'm sure Naomh Olaf will take a lot from it as well as they head for senior hurling next year as well. So let's try and hear some of the speech now as Commercials are presented with the trophy. So there you go, Naomh Olaf and Commercials, with Commercials collecting the silverware. So that rounds off our coverage here from Parnell Park. That's the scene out on the pitch right now as Commercials get ready to celebrate. They're the Go Ahead Ireland Dublin Intermediate Hurling Champions for 2024. Thanks to our team here working behind the scenes today, and to Joe on co-commentary as well for bringing you our coverage on Dubs TV. But we sign off with a full-time score of Commercials 119, Naomh Olaf 213.